Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Hmm. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Let me see here. Okay. Let me try that. Oh, no, that's not it. Okay. Sorry about that, you all. Let me see here. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Just at this. Okay, I got it now. I'm sharing my my Netflix with someone, and just as I come on, they are asking me for my account code. So let me send that, and there we go. All right, lovely. Okay, let me see here. I got this ready. There we go. And let me see who was here first. Lydia Washington, thank you so much for being here first. I promise you I can't talk right now. Okay. I'm streaming. There we go. Nothing worse than a Netflix emergency. Hi, Bunny Rose, Janice Goodrich, Helen, Kathy G. Okay. Fancy Fancy, Vivian G. Um, Shirley Holland. Thank you very much. Peach Rose. All right. Very cool. Thank goodness for my Connie Balmer um, Ricolas. I tell you, they are lifesavers. Well, listen to me, lifesavers. Not like those lifesavers. These are far better than lifesavers. Hi, Judy Matasset. Okay. Um, so that is Harry at a pub. Not really at a pub, but that is the wax work from Madame Tussauds. He is on loan. He and Megan are on loan to the Duke of Sussex pub. Yeah, there you go. He's on loan. Looks very natural in that pose, doesn't he? You know how he gestures where he's like holding his jacket? Very cool. All right. And this is a little something I put together, a little collage of my own. I thought it kind of represents the time from when he was at Eton. That was Eton, right? And then, of course, the young adult Harry, and now Archie's papa and Lily's papa. Well, the binder says Archie's papa, but I thought that was pretty cool, right? Yeah, but there's so many photos of Harry. I mean, where would you start? Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for joining us on What's Left of Harry's Birthday. Look at the boss. Look at the boss. I love this photo. That is so, um, shall we say, très chic. Love that. Harry had style before he even knew that he had style. I mean, look at that. Is he working those? What are those corduroys? Is he working those corduroys or what? Every kid should be that cool. The only thing that's missing is the sunglasses. The blazer in that center. Let me see here. Oh, the morning coat. I do believe that's the morning suit, the morning coat. Or are you talking about this one? No, you got to be the other one, right? Anyway, love this photo. Harry already the boss. And of course, yesterday there were some photos taken at a tennis tournament. And that is Kelly Zafin, dear friend of our Duchess. Kelly Zafin, um, who lost her son at age 9. If you watched the video earlier, you may have seen it. Lost her son, age 9. And I don't know the exact thing that happened, but it was just one of those random things that unfortunately could happen. But it started with a virus, I believe. And I don't know the name of the virus, but there is like some virus that can attack the heart, your heart. And I believe that's what happened. Either that or the virus triggered some type of weakness of his heart. And unfortunately, he passed away. I believe that was in 2022 or was it 23? And Megan has been there for her ever since. And well, and anyway, they have a very very strong connection, and so it should be of no surprise that both Harry and Meghan came out yesterday to support them. She has a Instagram. Heart Mom is the handle on Instagram. What an incredible day, full of emotion and lots of love. Our family and friends hosted this year's George Zafin tennis tournament for the Alliance for Children's Rights, raising funds that will go directly to supporting children in foster care, ensuring they have legal protection, resources, and opportunities they deserve in honor of our beautiful son, Georgie. And he, Georgie was absolutely adorable. Absolutely adorable. Um, our community showed up in a big way, and I'm in awe. Get ready for days of posting images of this magical afternoon because I have so many people to thank and shout from the rooftops just how amazing you all are. But first, to our presenting sponsors, the Archwell Foundation. Harry and Meghan, you have been such a guiding light in our for our family, not just for the way you have shown up in friendship, but how you have shown up through the incredible work of Archwell Foundation does every day. The work that Archwell Foundation does every day. I'm in awe of your commitment to community and to friendship. On our behalf of the Alliance for Children's Rights, we thank you on behalf of our family. We love you. Extra special day to happy 40th birthday, H. May this trip around the sun be the best yet. Love, Kelly, Julian, Lily, and Georgie. And I really love that she includes Georgie's name present tense. I love that. That is very, very touching. So take a look here. You may also remember that number 3 of the jam went to Kelly. Delphine received number 10, Tracy Robbins 17, and Mindy Kaling was number 19. So the dearest and closest friends of the Duchess of Sussex were the ones to receive their American Riviera Orchard jam. Okay. All right. Oh, and the other t shirt there. By the way, these t shirts, those t shirts were available. I don't think they are anymore, but through the Community Mother charity, those t shirts and that one right there, Community Motherhood, that is, those shirts were available. I think I've ordered one of each to give away as gifts. And then these are the photos. You can see Megan, um, Kelly. I'm so embarrassed. I don't know the husband's name. And that is their daughter. They had the two kids, the daughter and the son. And of course, that is the daughter. And that is Harry on the other end there. So, and then of course, a very warm greeting by Kelly and the Duchess of Sussex. Very sweet. And of course, I believe this photo came first or second. I guess this one was second. I guess the ladies must have ran to each other first and then the husbands caught up. That's probably the way that went. But yeah, that was very cool. Beautiful moment. And Harry, of course, is rocking his Silicon Valley look. You may have heard that Silicon Valley, it's almost like their uniform in Silicon Valley. You have the blazer, the white t shirt, and the jeans. That is kind of like the Silicon Valley look. Harry is so California. And there you have it. That is the Los Angeles Tennis Club. That's where they were. And there is George Zafin right there, little Georgie. Didn't I tell you he was absolutely adorable? What an absolutely adorable kid. But let me show you my favorite photo. My favorite photo of mother and son. Let's see if I can find it here. My favorite photo of mother and son. Oh, okay. I know where it is. Oh, there it is. There we go. Can I do that? Okay, 1 second so I can work this out. And there we go. Ah, that's not coming over here. Try that one more time. I do believe it is the wrong type of file, but that's okay. I got it. I still got it. And here goes. There you go. Very, very sweet photo. Um, 8, 9 years old. As you know, when the child believes, Mommy, I'm a big boy now, kind of embarrassing me kind of kiss. That's what I think it is. One of those, I might be getting too old for this. Maybe, maybe not, but that's what that kind of reminds me of. So very, very sweet. And there you go. If you want to know what Megan was wearing, Aquazura, Divine Sando 85, and Megan wore the Edo dress from, what is that? Galiva Heritage today? Yeah, Galiva. Oh, there it is right there. I'm looking at the at thing there, but yeah, it's I think it's Galiva, Galiva Heritage. There you go. That is the one. So that is what our Duchess was wearing. And of course, Abigail Spencer joined Megan and Kelly Zafin. We could not figure out who was on the slopes with Megan, but I believe later on we figured out that that is Kelly on the left and Abigail on the right. So, yeah. Remember, Megan doesn't have any friends. She can make a grown man cry. She has reduced a grown man to tears. She has no friends. Now, back to Harry's birthday. Let's go through these. Veteran Foundation, happy birthday, Harry. ABC 12 WJRT, Prince Harry turns 40, happy birthday. And check it out. You remember Derek? Let me see. Is it Coca? Is that a no? That's not how. I think his name is spelled differently. Anyway, that's Derek. You may remember he's one of the people that helped bring the um, Nigeria to the Invictus Games. And pretty soon, I think his next project is either Kenya or is it Ghana? Can't remember. But anyway, he has been very instrumental in the Invictus Games. And there in the middle, of course, that is a birthday greeting from Nacho, who says, Happy 40th birthday from the polo fields to the moments in between. Oh gosh, I can't see that. I'm grateful for the bond we share. Here's to many more laughs, memories, and good times ahead. Love you. Aww. Wait, can I see what Derek wrote? Let me see. Derek says, "Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me focus. Happy birthday to the Duke of Sussex, a true champion of spreading joy and celebrating others. May your special day be a reflection of love and kindness you continuously share with the world. Wishing you a birthday filled with happiness, laughter, and all the appreciation you deserve for your selfless acts of kindness." That is amazing. That's beautiful. And then there on the right, you can see the Fort Lauderdale Community Center. And Peter Hunt, Peter Hunt, now he's not referring to any of these. You know what he's referring to? Take a look underneath. Yes, surprise, surprise. There was a birthday greeting from the other houses of Windsor, meaning, of course, Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace. You heard me right. So Peter Hunt said, let the interpretations begin. I love the shade. I love that little shade. Let the interpretations begin. I guess what he's saying is make of it what you will, or wait for the royal rota to tell you what to think, right? Um, anyway, I actually, when I did that little cut and paste of that photo, it was like a whole photo, and I didn't want to waste it because I had to cut it off on the other one. So I'm just like, let me put Harry someplace else in his morning coat, looking so dapper. And then, of course, who is that one from? Nigeria Invictus Games says, Happy birthday, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. And here on the right, happy birthday from WFLA. Yeah, anyway, you know what? They never miss birthday greetings. I guess this is in Florida, but they never miss birthday greetings for Harry and Meghan. Somebody figure out where that is, WFLA. Oh, that must be Los Angeles. Never mind. That must be Los Angeles, not Florida. But yeah, they never forget birthday greetings for Harry and Meghan. And then, of course, Kenya Times wishing you a happy birthday to Prince Harry as he turns 40. Lordy, Lordy, look who's 40. Zoomer Magazine, never heard of that one before. But same thing from Hollywood to philanthropy to tabloid takedowns. Oh, I like that. The Duke of Sussex is charting his own path forward. I like that one. I like that one. From Hollywood to philanthropy to tabloid takedowns, the Duke of Sussex is charting his own path forward. And then here on the left, again, WFLA, happy birthday, Prince Harry. And then what is it? Solihull updates. I don't know what that is, but same thing. And they even have a little collage with theirs. Judy Matassit, thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. And remember, memberships are a bargain at just $4.99. And then over here, it says, happy 40th birthday to Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. Born in 1984, he is fifth in line of succession to the British throne. To license any of our images, please email. Okay, Mirror Pics. Thank you so much for that unsolicited self-aggrandizing. Okay. Raffaella Bertoni, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you, as always, for watching Royal Sussex. And okay, so here we go with the interpretations. WFLA is in it is in Florida. Okay. When I saw that LA, I'm like, Los Angeles? But yeah, okay. Well, thank you so much. See, I should not have doubted myself. Thank you very much. An olive branch, William and Kate joined the king and queen consort in wishing Prince Harry a happy 40th birthday on social media for the first time since 2021. Okay, well, we're making progress. That is his family. And even though the very thought of those people may sometimes cause acid to build up in your stomach, maybe sometimes you feel that fluids pooling in the back of your throat, or perhaps you get that chill, whatever the symptoms that occur when you think of Harry and Meghan and oh God, those children and Doria near anybody in that family. It is Harry's family, and I would say that there is no possibility when it comes to Meghan's side of the family. What they have done has been actually. I'm trying to be the unifier. Actually, it's all been very, very bad. Both sides. All of it has been very, very bad. But that is not the moment we're in right now. We have to trust the process. And if there is a way for the family to come together at some point in the future, I do hope that everyone listening will be as supportive as possible. We don't have to like it. And it may never happen. It may never happen. It may never happen. This may all be a bunch of posturing because they have taken quite a thumping from the Sussexes. I said it. The Sussexes, now listen, I'm not trying to be provocative, but let's face it. Um, Colombia, Nigeria, Jamaica, New York, New York. How many other places have they gone? They have kind of, Dusseldorf, The Hague, even Canada. The Sussexes have been very busy. There are people who do not vacation that many places, that are retired and have plenty of money, that do not travel that much. But for the Sussexes, it's not vacation, it's work, it's philanthropy, is what they do. My point is, they have done a lot of traveling. I mean, they've gone together to Dusseldorf twice because remember, they had the countdown to the Invictus Games. Um, so they've done a lot, and it has been flawlessly executed. I say again, they have not put a foot wrong. So the royal family needs Harry and Meghan more than Harry and Meghan need the royal family. So when Peter Hunt said, let the interpretation begin, I wonder if that's what he had in mind, is for us to try to interpret exactly why these thoughtful gestures of wishing Harry a happy birthday. Now, that being said, um, I don't think that there was any birthday greetings for Meghan, whose birthday was a month ago, a couple months ago. I don't remember a birthday greeting for Meghan, and this is the same year, 2024. So don't don't think that's gonna go over so well. But again, I'm not trying to keep anything going. If that is what faith has in store, is for there to be some type of detente, for some type of understanding, then so be it. I'm gonna definitely support Harry and Meghan, whatever happens or whatever they decide to do. I'm going to support them. I don't have to like it. Don't have to feel comfortable. We'll definitely give the side eye. And I could only suggest, please keep Tyler Perry on speed dial. But yeah. Yeah, this is all distraction from the video. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Elaine Parker says, no greeting for Meghan or the children. Thank you, Elaine Parker, or the children. Thank you very much. Almost forgot about that. Hey, Joan Garcia. V. Thomas, did I say hello already? Hey, Myra V. And then there's Tessa Dunlap, who has done a very fine service yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday, when she called out the royal family and the double standard of all of that squawking about the Sussexes, um, accusing them of being greedy and trying to profit from their titles, when you have Willie and Charlie with their $1 billion duchies that they definitely did not work for. They did not work for that money. It was the JJ lottery. That's how they got it. That was the JJ lottery. So, yeah, they got lucky. So, Good on you, Tessa Dunlap. Now, here's a cool one. I don't know if this is AI or not, but happy birthday to Prince Harry from Lady Rocket Space Foundation and our space students of Lompoc, Lompoc, California, next to Vandenberg Space Force Base, LS Delta 30, and the SB City, SB City. Since 2017, we are inspiring students with space entertainment, art, space programs sponsored by Copernic Space. Okay. We recognize your significant contribution to the Apache helicopter commander and pilot of the British Army and would like to invite you to meet our students, community, and the special guests at I'm sorry, and to be a special guest at the above mentioned students event and SpaceX rocket launch. Your share about experience as the pilot would make a huge difference in our lives and our students and community. As a birthday gift, please accept created by our Spaceables curator, leading artist. Oh, okay. Anyway, I love the photo or the painting, picture, whatever it is, inspired by the NFT, which might join our moon mission for philanthropy. Happy birthday from us and our students. She packed my bags last night, pre flight, 20 hours, 9 a.m. Rocket Man. Yes, the Rocket Man. I love that song. Okay. And so these are the students that um these are the students they want Harry to meet. Right there, those are the students. And one of the teachers, I suppose. But um that's the ones they want they want Harry to meet. So they want him to meet them in a nice public space with lots of witnesses around, I hope. But I'm sure they're sweet. I'm sure they're sweet. But it don't look like a trap or anything. But yeah, that's who they want them to meet is them students and that teacher right there. That very average looking group from whatever place they said they was from. um and and just to say we did, just let everybody know before you go, right? Just to say we did, as a not that we need to take any precautions, but I'm sure they're a nice group. I just never heard of them before. That's all. That's the only reason why. You know what I'm saying. Okay, that's it. That's the group right there. They're adorable. Let's see. Lydia Washington says Baron V. Thomas said the link for the membership is not working. Any suggestions? Join button is not visible. You know what? I think they did say that they were changing something with the menu, and I cannot remember what it was. But they're always tinkering around with the menu, and they said something about the something would be combined with something, and I don't remember what it was. So let me take a look. And thank you for bringing that to my attention. Um, okay, keep an eye on that classroom while I. Keep an eye on that classroom while I check it out. Okay? Watch them. Okay. Let me try this. Okay. Um, huh. I don't think that's right. This is what membership tab looks like to members. Okay, so that's me. All right, well, I'll sort it out later because I have no clue what's going on with that thing. Um, oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out later. Oh, is that it? Okay, join. Yeah, they did change something, didn't they? Okay. Well, I had no idea. All righty. All right. Well, thank you very much, Lydia. And thank you for, what is it, 37 months membership? That is incredible. 37 months. And B10 Pow, 31 months membership. How has the time gone by like that? Ah, okay, let me move on. Okay. All right. What? What? What I do? They do kind of sneak up on you, don't they? They do kind of sneak up on you. They just so adorable. Woo! Oh, they kind of sneak up on you. Oh, all right. Serious. Let me drink some water. All right. Now, where was I? Okay. So, as you can see here, this is what Peter Hunt was saying about let the interpretation begin. Wishing the Duke of Sussex a very happy 40th birthday today. And not to be outdone, The Prince and Princess of Wales, or somebody who works for them in an unguarded moment, said, wishing a happy 40th birthday to the Duke of Sussex. Speaking of unguarded, never mind. And then, yes, 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 him. Um, it wouldn't be complete if the spawn of Satan had not chimed in. I hope he apologizes to you for falsely accusing the royal family of racism in the late Prince Philip's and Queen's dying days. Late as in both of them were nearly 100 years old, but the same king and queen that survived the loss of a castle, paying out money, or should I say, prince consort and the queen, the same ones who survived paying out 12 million pounds to somebody that Andrew never met for something he didn't do, right? The same ones who survived a book written by Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, accusing them of being crappy parents, right? The same prince and the queen that survived the loss of the royal lot or yacht Britannia. Uh, do I need to go on? How about the same prince consort and the queen who knew that the queen's cousins were confined to some institution somewhere that kept them up at night? And it goes on and on and on. So I would like to think that if they could survive all of that, right? If the queen could survive someone with making loud noises while she's riding a horse, I think she could survive anything. It's not like she woke up with intruders. It's not like she woke up with intruders in her bedroom, right? They didn't do that to her. They didn't scare like that or something. Woo! Anyway, let me leave them kids alone. Dan Wooten should be under a jail with all the mess he did in the UK and was exposed in the byline articles. Here, 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 here. Yes, absolutely. Dan Wooten. What was that other name that he used? But yeah, for all that he's done, I love how pious he is nowadays. Now he is the defender of all things Britain and so on and so forth. Let me see here. Oh yes, Maria Joseph. Was that it? Was that the little name that was used, Maria Joseph? I think it was. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Maria Joseph. Yeah, not to be confused with Maureen, but yeah, Maria Joseph. I mean, some of the stuff that that Dan Wooten was accused of, if it wasn't for some of the very big names that would have likely been implicated, as Lydia Washington said, under the jail, under the jail. So yeah, Maria Joseph tonight. Uh, if you don't know, the accusation is that somebody was using a an assumed name to comb the social media. Well, I guess you could say what was it, Grinder or whatever, combing those sources, looking for people that they could, shall we say, have undue influence upon later on, is the accusation, allegedly, for the sake of the lawyers listening. Now, there has been no investigation that I know of, but some people say that there should be, especially with a preponderance of evidence like that. But as far as we know, um, somebody's got friends in low places, and nothing ever came of it. So, well, one good thing is at least they're not on television anymore. And of course, they're very angry and blaming the a sausage squad. They're blaming the sausage squad because they're not on television anymore. Thomas, have you ever heard of this? A sausage squad. Always blaming the sausage squad. If anybody knows anything about about a sausage squad, it's you. Where is that at?
Thomas, I wanted to ask you about these vile individuals who refer to themselves as the Sussex Squad.
So I come to my dad's house and start going through it, and I look on YouTube, and my God, I see the Sussex Squad and the Royal Sussex page on YouTube and the things they post, and that's where I found that disgusting video making fun of my father just because he's going to the Jubilee. I mean, and if you look on the Royal Sussex page on YouTube, you're going to see exactly whose it is. It's definitely Meghan Markle. And if it's not her personally, she's definitely paying somebody to do it.
Well, I didn't know that was a tradition, but um, next time somebody um, comes down with an illness or some episode that renders them hospitalized, I know that it is my duty to go directly to their home and go through it. That's what you're supposed to do. You go to their house and you just go through it, and somehow you just happen to see Royal Sussex and the Sausage Squad on the computer. So I just realized it's not just the what's his name, Thomas Markle Jr. watching the so-called a Sausage Squad, but I suppose Thomas Markle Sr. is watching the so-called a Sausage Squad. Wow, that's weird. All of a sudden, I feel dirty. The so-called a Sausage Squad. So yeah, Thomas Markle Sr. and Jr. are watching the so-called a Sausage Squad. Isn't that interesting? Maybe he accidentally deleted the invitation. Yeah, every time they have a flight booked for Thomas Markle Sr. to go to the UK, he comes down with some debilitating illness, as though he's on a no-fly list, allegedly. Anyway, sad you felt pressured into doing this, especially after accusing William of being a bully, a violent bully, and Catherine a. Can you believe the language that he used? So he says to um you know the Kensington Palace crew. He said, "It's sad you felt pressured into doing this, especially after accusing William of being a violent bully and Catherine being the B word." Now, I read Spare. I don't recall Harry using that type of language. That language did not exist in that book. Um, the odd thing about it is, while we're making accusations, it turns out that there's only one person I've seen on social media use the B word ever, and that's this person right here, Dan Woo Woo. So is that something that he feels? Because we know he has no respect for women. He doesn't seem to respect women in any way whatsoever. TB, thank you so much for becoming a new member. Thank you so much. That is so cool. A new membership. I feel like celebrating. Hit it. Get it, Auntie. Look at Auntie getting it. Auntie was getting it, wasn't she? Come on, Auntie. You better get it. All right. Well, thank you, TB, for being a new member of Royal Sussex. And so Candace Holmes said, "Oh, spare me the drama. You think an apology from Prince Harry is owed because of a supposed false accusation of racism? The royals have a long history of problematic behavior and comments. Harry was right to speak out against racism, and we should be listening to those who experience it, not defending the powerful." Okay. She said what she said. Now, that little weasel, Cameron Walker, the first public birthday wish from the royal family to Prince Harry since 2021. The Duke of Sussex had reached his milestone 40th birthday. Meghan is hosting a party for him in Montecito, where there are no leaks. There are no leaks in Montecito. Before he has a mini break with close friends. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Richard Palmer, Olive Branch. Yeah. Let's see. My personal opinion is that it would have looked pretty petty, that is, for the royal household to not have wished the Duke of Sussex a happy 40th. Whatever. And then Richard Fitzwilliams. The royal family have sent best wishes to Prince Harry on his 40th birthday. I doubt there will be reconciliation in the near future. What is it? Discuss something LBC News. The Sussexes have ruthlessly monetized their links with the royal family. The problem is trust. Well, what does trust and monetization have to do with anything? The thing is, the title Duke of Sussex was a gift from the Queen. And even without that title, Harry was born a prince. He will always be a prince. And so, no matter what they say or do, or even if they want to risk everybody losing by taking the title away, then that is still Prince Harry. Most people call him Prince Harry. He's always been Prince Harry. And since that is his name, whatever comes from that name, and let's not forget the hard work and ingenuity, the drive, the ambition. Harry is a very hardworking individual. The Apache helicopter didn't know anything about a title. The Apache helicopter only knows how to go up and go down and everything else it does when there's someone qualified to fly it, which of course Harry is one of those exceptional human beings. Not everybody will not everyone has the ability. I mean, not even that you would encounter it, but even if you did, not everyone has the ability to fly an Apache helicopter. There's some people, no matter how much training, they'll never do it. But that's not Harry's case. Harry was an exceptional pilot. He wasn't a passenger. He wasn't riding in the back seat. A pilot, a qualified pilot. Even um, Rebecca English said so herself in that glowing article that she wrote before she joined the Hate Brigade. So, how petty of him. Leg says, wow, not catfishing this time, Dan, Maria, Martin. Yes, Martin, that's the other name. Thank you, Legs. Uh-oh, it's been a while. It's been a while. Let me see here. Um, it has been a minute. Okay, well, there seems to be a message from the great beyond. Queen Elizabeth II, ruler of the United Kingdom, and Whole Foods birthday cakes. Oh, wait, Philip is calling. He's drooling again, and the servants refuse to touch him. The life of a queen. Shade at you, Camilla. Well, thank you, Sean, for communicating um, with QE2 in the Great Beyond. It has been a while. But since you've gone through the trouble, is there anything else that she might want to share? 1992 is a year that I shan't look back upon with undiluted pleasure. It was a horrible bliss, and I lost my castle. Queen out. uh, oh, wait, I didn't mean to do that. Well, thank you very much, Sean, and thank you, Your Majesty. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, there we go. uh, Elaine says, Sean, hi, Sean. Thanks for the laugh. Okay, yes, Queen out. Okay, let me do that. There we go. So, Phil Dampier says, what a load of cobblers. By their own figures, Harry and Meghan, Duke and Duchess of Sussex, popularity has gone down, right? Big rise in support for idea of Harry returning to royal duties, opposed to. So anyway, Phil Dampier is sharing that article. So I don't know what side of things he's on, but well, oh, you know what? That's not about his birthday. What a load of cobblers by their figures, Harry and Meghan's. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what he was angling at there, so I'm gonna just skip that one. And then Roy Anika says a break with convention for a milestone birthday after 2 years of no birthday wishes from the for the Duke of Sussex and the royal family's social media channel have marked Prince Harry's 40th birthday. Oh, I see everybody noticed. And you know what's really bad is that they were all sitting there with bated breath waiting. And let's see, Sam, who said, is he one of the photographers? I think. Uh, Hussein, he's the photographer, right? Anyway, that's his birthday greeting. And there's one from Chris Jackson, Getty's Images. A very happy 40th birthday to Prince Harry. So many great memories from visits around the world over the years. And of course, the incredible Invictus Games, Centabale, this photo taken at the Kitua Falls in Surama, Guyana in 2016. I love that photo. That is a really, really nice photo. Beautiful photo. And then here on the right is the global king. The world loves Prince Harry, good King Harry. Who is that one from? Okay, I can't see that name there, but that one is pretty nice. Scotty's Little Soldiers, happy 40th birthday. And Cintabale wishes Harry 40th birthday. Okay. That one was a video. That's why it has that caption at the bottom. That was a video. And Well Child wishing Harry a happy birthday. Let me see. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, became Well Child patron in 2007. He celebrated Well Child Award winners, visited families, met Well Child nurses, donated his time and funds, and raised awareness for our work. Well Child, wish him a happy 40th birthday. Thanks him for his support. All right. And over here, happy birthday, Henry Charles Albert David Windsor, Duke of Sussex. And that is from the something Tribune. Oh, can't remember. Well, I cannot see that small. Anyway, that's from some Tribune somewhere. And then over here, the what is it? Feminagra wishes a happy birthday to Prince Harry, the visionary founder of the Invictus Games, courageous veteran, best-selling author, compassionate philanthropist, devoted son, loving husband, and proud father. I like that. May your 40s bring you continued success and inspiration. Oh, that is great. Happy birthday, Prince Harry, author, veteran, father, husband, and advocate for positive change. Very, very cool. Now, if you're wondering where those photos come from, let's see. That one right there. If you're wondering the origins of that photo, it was this occasion right here. That is where that photo comes from. They decided that to concentrate on Harry. I don't think they were being shady by cropping Meghan out of the photo. That's the one they chose. All of the photos of Harry that's available, they found one that included Meghan so they could have the pleasure of cropping her out of it. Now, I think that was a little shade, but I'm not going to go there. But I think they were being a little shady. The Metro, many Harry returns. Oh, God, are we doing that? Surprise greeting from Kate and Will's. Many happy returns, many Harry returns. Whatever. Now, Hello Fashion. Yes, the fashion pages of Hello Prince Harry turns 40, his most stylish looks of all time. Well, Prince Harry has been quite stylish. I'm not going to go through all the photos. It's just what they have there. However, I decided to share one of his best fashion moments, as far as I'm concerned, was the court visit where he wore his Dior. See, he's got that Dior shirt on there, and just so happens to have adjusted his tie as the wind blew the tail of his blazer open, exposing the little bee. Huh? Look at there. I mean, that was all quite by chance. He did not do that deliberately. Whatever you're thinking, he didn't do that deliberately. He just so happened to walk up the steps, and the wind took his jacket open and exposed that beautiful, well tailored Dior shirt. That's all. He didn't do it on purpose. He wasn't showing out. It's just he's very stylish and, well, as they say, let the camera find you. And the camera found him and just happened to show his very stylish Dior shirt. That's it. That's it. Just happened to find his very stylish Dior shirt. And of course, another one of his great moments with Dior. I think Dior and the Sussexes, I think they get along very well. Dior is honored to have dressed Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, for the coronation of King Charles III in a custom design by Kim Jones, seen arriving at Westminster Abbey. Gain an insight into the savoir faire, that's French, of his three-piece suit next. So, and then, of course, I believe it was the Daily Fail that dubbed Meghan Duchess of Dior. Like that's supposed to be offensive or something. It just shows she has good taste. And of course, here's a look back at young Harry. Aw, how adorable. Those magic moments. And here. Aw, that's our Harry. Oh, you know what? I got one more to add. Let me see here. Just grab this one today, as a matter of fact. There he is. This is just too cute for words. Just too cute for words. You probably remember that outfit. Remember when William was having a temper tantrum because he was unable to navigate with his skis, and Harry, half his size, come whoosh, 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 just zipping past him left and right. And poor Willie was having a fit because he couldn't figure out how to put one foot in front of the other. And Harry comes flying past. He got all low and swerving to the left and swerving to the right. He has always had the ability to run faster, to jump higher, to argue the best case. That's why they call him light skinned Harry, because just like his wife's people, sometimes you have to be exceptional just to appear normal. So that's why we call him light skinned Harry. All right. Now, looks like somebody is cross with me about something. As if I could see that. Let me see. Let me see. What have I done now? I think I done got somebody angry with me. It says, leave Catherine, William, and children alone. You're such a jerk. Leave Catherine alone. You should you should be down. You're disgusting. Yeah, that's what someone wanted to share with me is how disgusting I am and that I'm a huge jerk. So I can't say I disagree with them at all. Um, but anyway, thank you for the engagement. Thank you for watching or hate watching Royal Sussex. It is a pleasure. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs down. Right. Don't forget to, to hit the thumbs down. And you see, it says potentially inappropriate. Sometimes I don't even have to block it. The mod squad doesn't have to block it because of the setting that I have the channel. Some offensive language never sees the light of day. So if you notice, we don't get as much hostility on Royal Sussex as some people receive. That's because you have to go into the settings and tweak it a little bit. And whenever the algorithm notices language like such a jerk, it will, block it. And so nobody will see it but me. Just so you know. So derangers, haters, angry royalists, don't waste your time on Royal Sussex because there's a huge chance that nobody is going to see it but me. But I made an exception for this one because obviously this person who is unidentified has really got my number. And anyway, I appreciate it. They didn't like me going on about that shampoo commercial, that video that made me feel as fresh as a summer's eve. As fresh as a summer's eve. I felt like leaping to my feet and walking through a field of grain and walking through the woods and crawling up on top of logs and laying in the grass with somebody I can't stand and making out in front of people that ain't old enough to see all that nonsense. That's what that video has done for me. It has inspired me to be weird. So, Joan Garcia says, Baron, did you reply you'd stop when they stop? No, I did not reply at all. I'm pretty disciplined about that. I don't even reply. I usually just block. Yeah, I usually just block, but yeah, I'm afraid to reply. It might get too good to me. So I just tend to ignore them. But anyway, it's fun to share it with you all. And thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member of Royal Sussex. You're such a jerk. Leave Catherine, William, and children alone. You're such a jerk. Leave Catherine alone. You should be down. You're disgusting. Is that a veiled threat? Whatever it is, I do believe I touched a nerve. I do believe I touched a nerve. It says a lot about that person that they could look at that video and think that it was something impressive about it. I mean, they literally went to someone who makes commercials for Uber and for what, Tesco or whatever the other place that this guy works for. If you're going to do something like that, just go straight to Hallmark. Go and hire from the Hallmark channel. That way it'll be, at least it'll be more sincere. That was a bad video though. And you guys know I called it as soon as I saw it. I didn't have to wait. I knew it was crap when I saw it. Judy Matasid, thank you so much for 12 months membership. Yes, let me see. 1 year of happiness. Oh yeah, 12 months. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much. And thank you for being here. As always, thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Now, you know, I've had some time to think about Rebecca English. And would you have known that that was Rebecca English had I not told you so? But that is Rebecca English. And I tell you, if you go back and look through some of the articles that she has written about Harry and Meghan and her very vigorous defense of the institution, it really reminds me of what was it like a week or two ago when she said that the royal family is accountable to the media. If you just follow the articles that she has written, you know nothing could be further from the truth. Her first and only job every day is to defend that institution. There's no pretense of objectivity whatsoever. It's insulting that she would even say that the royal family sometimes gets cross with them because they don't like everything that no, they don't like everything you say. They love everything you say. But remember I said yesterday, I said it's amazing when you consider how much time Rebecca English has spent with Harry, how obviously close she has been to him, and yet it's almost like a lazy yawn for her to write such negative, cruel, and vicious things about someone she's obviously has been friends with. Yeah, right? What a difference a day makes. 24 little Krispy Kremes. What has forced the lining and seams? Yes, no. What has stretched the lining and seams? Where there used to be thread. You better go for it, Becky. Come on, Becky. You know what you're doing. Um, you know, the thing is, back in those days, even though she still dressed like she should be ringing the school bell, no sense of fashion whatsoever. It was not as bad as how things have turned out. I mean, look at that. Who wears that? Who would wear something like that? I've had suitcases. The lining of my suitcase has been more interesting than that frock that she's wearing right there. But that is Rebecca English. How Prince Harry dumped the firm by emailing his father and the Queen. That's just one of the jaw dropping revelations about the true inside story of the M word that I don't like to use by the Mail's royal editor who knew Harry so well. You hear that? Who knew Harry so well. What they're implying, I have no idea. Harry's burnt every bridge and Meghan's got what she wanted. Royal Insider inside the M word as Duke and Duchess of Sussex stepped back from official duties while Meghan was the catalyst, blaming Meghan. That's what they call misogyny. This was very much Harry's decision, too. William was uncomfortable with his brother's showbiz lifestyle. That's another strike against Meghan. When they say showbiz, they really mean Meghan. Harry contacted the Queen and Prince Charles in January with his plan to leave. Who wrote this article? Rebecca English back in March of 2020. This article was right after the Commonwealth Day. Oh, yes. I understand. I do see where the frustration is coming from. Yep. If it could happen for a air hostess daughter, it could happen to anyone, right? That's what I'm getting from this moment. Yeah. Well, I'm proud to be an air hostess daughter, pushing down the trolley all night and day. Well, she stuck bottles of cocktails in her handbag, and we're still drinking them every single day. Wasn't that a Tammy Wynette song? The air hostess daughter. I'm proud to be the air hostess daughter. Yeah, I think that was Tammy Wynette. Let me see. Reba Henderson says, Baron, you can always pass the derangers to us as comic relief. I laugh at them because stupid is their life's work. Thank you for laughing at Cray Cray at the Cray Crays. That's right. Thank you so much, Reba Henderson, and thank you for being a member. Well, so I just thought I would share this with you. You know, when you go back and you take another look at, well, the way we were, the grimace needs to stay away from the clown. Health, what is that? What is health? Health. Was it health? Health first. Yes, thank you. And of course, as in grimace, we're not talking about that particular um well, we're not talking about Rebecca. That's Rebecca English, not Becky the Blob, right? That is the grimace slash Quaker Oats ancestor, the Quaker Oats man ancestor. Ah, yes, the Quaker Oats man ancestor. Thank you very much, Legs. Now, take a look there. What do you see? Prince Harry's friends are very hurt by his bombshell and, excuse me, and feel he has not repaid the loyalty they have shown him. Rebecca English tells Palace Confidential, that's that little, look at what she's wearing, y'all. Look at what she's wearing. It just goes from bad to worse. It almost looks like Kate's Country Kitchen cottage curtains. Um, yeah. When I tell you that she has been on a campaign against Harry and Meghan, she has written probably hundreds of articles framing the position of the royal family. And this all in the same breath as she's saying that there's any type of accountability or that the royal family in some kind of way has actually what do you call it, have actually been a bit cross with them because of some of the articles that they have written. They don't like everything that we write. Sometimes they get angry with us. Do they? I couldn't imagine how or why, because if you ask me, everything goes their way. Everything goes their way. She has been weaponized against the Sussexes, right? Let me see. I'm trying to find that one where. Is this it?
However, yesterday I was actually walking to a medical appointment myself, and Prince William sped past me, actually going to visit her, Princess of Wales. However, yesterday I was actually walking to a medical appointment myself, and Prince William sped past.
Wait a minute. You were walking to a medical appointment yourself? Okay. Go on.
Me actually going to visit her at hospital.
I like that story. Were you dressed as a nurse at the time, carrying
No, I
flowers, wheeling in
genuinely
a
was
trolley?
on my way to a surgical procedure myself, and
Oh, I
I
hope
was like,
everything's
"Oh
all right."
right, yeah, no, it's all fine." But he drove past me, and I've actually seen quite a lot of conjecture online because he hasn't been seen visiting her. Is he going to see her? What's going on? Which is really unfair. And actually, the reason why you haven't seen him is because the media have agreed not to have photographers down there, not to have camera crews, not to have journalists, to allow her to recuperate from her operation in privacy, and also, respect the privacy of the other patients at the hospital. But as I say, I saw him with my own eyes speed past, so I know he's going to.
Out of all the people, out of all the people that have been around that hospital, all the people coming and going, including Camilla in and out the hospital, no camera ever captured William's image. Now, she just said that the reason why you don't see any pictures is because the cameras stayed away out of respect to the other patients. Well, um, to be respectful, I would think that the cameras weren't interested in anybody going to see the other patients. They were only interested in William. You all have seen the images of the front of that hospital. It was not a busy street, it was not a busy thoroughfare. It was a street where you either live nearby or you have business. There's no shops and restaurants and random people. It almost sounds like she makes up stuff as she goes along. You could hear her calculate. Well, you can listen to her calculating. You could watch her face. She's calculating what she's going to say to present the best defense to the royal family. I'm going to play that again.
Princess of Wales. However, yesterday I was actually walking to a medical appointment myself, and Prince William sped past me, actually going to visit her at hospital.
I like that story. Were you dressed as a nurse at the time, carrying flowers,
No, I
wheeling in
genuinely
a
was
trolley?
on my way to a surgical procedure myself, and
I
I
hope
was like,
everything's
"Oh
all right."
right, yeah, no, it's all fine." But he drove past me, and I've actually seen quite a lot of conjecture online because he hasn't been seen visiting her. Is he going to see her? What's going on? Which is really unfair. And actually, the reason why you haven't seen him is because the media have agreed not to have photographers down there, not to have camera crews, not to have journalists, to allow her to recuperate from her operation.
If the media has made that agreement, then how is it the media was able to watch Camilla coming and going on multiple occasions? How is it that Camilla was seen and photographed, recorded, coming and going from the hospital, but not William? And what are the chances that you just happen to be, okay, I'm going to be nice and say, walking up the street, and you just happen to catch William's eye as he just happened to be on his way to see Kate? How is it the cameras just happened to be there the day that Kate supposedly left the hospital, but they weren't there anytime in between? And the only reason why I am, I guess, framing this in a way that sounds skeptical is because remember, she was the one who wrote that William is going to move heaven and earth to take care of Kate, to be there for Kate. She even listed all of the family members that were going to shift their schedules. It was all fantasy, it was all a fairy tale. I don't believe anything that she wrote happened the way she said it. It filled in a lot of empty space. It filled in the gaps and the voids for everything that would normally happen with normal people. But we all know that William has only been recorded near that hospital on 2 occasions. And yet Camilla was coming and going. She was popping out of that car like a jack in the box. It was just like somebody went blum 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 blum, and pop goes the silky chicken, right? Pop goes the silky chicken. Camilla was going back and forth to that hospital so much, she would arrive in the morning wearing one outfit and come back wearing something else. But yet, the cameras that weren't there, out of respect to the other patients, were there for Camilla. Something is not jiving. The math is not mathing. But it's very obvious that she will say whatever needs to be said if it helps the royal family seem like a normal, loving, engaged family. She makes it up as she goes along. You can hear the pauses where she's filling in all the blanks, real time. Yep, that's her job. She's not a journalist. She is she's part of the PR for the royal family. That's it. To assume anything else would be make believe. It would be false. I don't believe it. Also, she is the purveyor of some of the most awful speckled, well, not a purveyor, but a wearer of, I mean, it's just no excuse. I do believe that she has been listening to us because last time she was wearing black. I don't know how anybody can have such an assortment of hideous outfits. I don't know how that's possible. I mean, you would imagine that she would want to be less conspicuous, but nope. As Maggie Smith said in the major motion picture, the Sister Act, she said, "You're a conspicuous woman designed to stick out." Isn't that what she told Dolores Van Cartier? "You're a conspicuous woman designed to stick out." Well, that is a very conspicuous woman right there. And from the looks of those outfits, designed to stick out. I tell you, she's very good at what she does. And the only reason why we're having this conversation is because you all know better, and so do I. It's just not likely. It's not consistent with what we noticed as the Sussex Squad, which is why the rumors were being fueled at the time. Where is Kate Middleton? What have they done to Kate Middleton? Is partly because of the nonsense she was talking. We did not see Carol Middleton until the whatever that horse thing is. We didn't see her until then. There was that grainy image in the five-wheel Audi, and then there was the what do they call that horse thing? Whatever. But that was it. We had not seen Carol Middleton, Mike. We didn't see the brother. We just kept hearing from him. But Pippa, while the press was hounding the Sussexes for continuing their normal life, what happened? We finally see pictures of Pippa flexing at the beach one day. The only thing that she was missing was the bleach blonde. The only thing that was missing was the bleach blonde, but she had the other parts of it. The only thing was missing was the bleach blonde. If you know, you know. But yeah, we saw her flexing at the beach. Why attacks on Catherine over videos celebrating end of cancer treatment are so wrong? She's only defending William's marriage because Harry and Meghan made it necessary for her to do so. The Daily Mail has cynically switched sides to the Sussexes and is now stoking vile negativity toward the Prince and Princess of Wales. I don't know how that's possible if um, Becky de Blob is still at the what is that? The Daily Mail. For every, let's say, honest broker, every sincere journalist that they have at the Daily Mail, there are at least 30 people to cancel out anything they say. You have the Carolyn Grahams, you have the Becky de Blobs. Is Carol Malone there too? You used to have Dan Wooten, but we know what happened to him. My point is, it doesn't matter that a what's her name, Brianna Gordon writes one glowing article about Harry, because there are dozens of articles every week that says otherwise, right? And then, of course, that's just Harry. Where is there someone writing some glowing article about Meghan? That does not happen. The only time they say something positive about Meghan is when they're on a tour, right? And for every positive article about Meghan at that time, there are at least a dozen that same day that has accused her of everything you could imagine. So Dan Wooten is just making up stuff. He's just making up. He just wants attention. He wants to get engagement from the ultra right, MAGA, Brexit type of people, to get their attention, to alarm them that there's some type of change taking place at the Daily Mail. There is no change. The Daily Mail is still just as shady as they've always been. This is the article that they were that he was referring to. Kind, funny, and pretty damn normal. As he turns 40, real truth about my friend Harry. So they let slip one article, right? They hired Brianna Gordon for whatever reason. She has always been very pro Sussex. They let slip one article. This is not a trend. This is an exception. Yes, thank you for that. Absolutely. They just make up stuff. They make up stuff as they go along. Now, Dan Wooten allegedly wrote hundreds. Well, we already know. He wrote hundreds of hateful stories about Carolyn Flack in The Sun, leading to her untimely demise, which were hastily deleted when she left this world. He gleefully continued to write vile stuff about others. He has accepted a huge fee to go to Hate TV GB News. Now, to be fair, I didn't know anything about the articles that he wrote in the past about Carolyn Flack, but it has been alleged that after her demise, all of a sudden the articles the tweets and such disappeared. But what I do know is that it has been said, not alleged, but it has been said, especially by Carolyn Flack's boyfriend, that she was hounded, mercilessly hounded on the social media and in the tabloids by that sad little man. So why would anybody believe anything he says? He is in dire need of attention. And he went as far as to use the B word He used the B word to describe Kate Middleton, even though it was not in the book. That was his description, not Harry's. For attention. Now take a look at this. Carolyn Flack, one of the most extraordinary women I've ever met. She was kind to a fault. She cared like no one else. She was vulnerable. Other people's feelings meant the world to her. She deserved much. She deserves so much more. I am truly heartbroken. This is so wrong. So wrong. Really? Really? As I have said on here for many, many weeks and said directly to the very special lady herself, Carolyn had not been found guilty of anything. She was a good woman. She should have been presenting Love Island. This is so much a, this is too much to cope with. Well, there he goes, making it about himself. So much for her. He's making it about himself. He just can't cope. That's called covering your own behind. So, like I said, to be fair, I've never seen any of those tweets or articles that he's written about her. But if what her boyfriend and many other people have said is to be believed, that somebody may have set up all night deleting stuff. As one of the journalists at the forefront of reporting on the fallout between Harry and Meghan, Meghan and Harry, rather, with the royal family, make no mistake that William is aware of a great deal of what went on. It played a significant role in the breakdown of his relationship with his brother. Much of the royal establishment wants to cover it all up. So too did many journalists who are enslaved at the royal PR machine. Now leave Becky the Blob out of this, but it's satisfying to see some of the reality often denied by the palace when it comes to reporting on it start to emerge. And then over here it says, oh yeah, is that the same thing? No. Much of the royal establishment wanted to cover it all up. So too did many journalists who are enslaved to the royal PR machine. But okay, yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah, it is. Okay. But yeah, so there you go. He talks out of both sides of his mouth. He says one thing in one instance and then easily switch his alliances when necessary. Well, if you look at the date, March the 3rd, 2021, I do believe that he's referring to the Oprah interview because remember, they left in March of 2020. And then in March of 2021, that's when Harry and Meghan had the Oprah interview, hoping that they could stop some of this leaking and briefing. So I'm pretty sure that he's referring to the leaking and briefing. Just looking at the date, that is my guess. Is that it's referring to the leaking and the briefing. So I imagine that he is maybe confirming what the Sussexes said. I think so. Right. Right. They were very vulnerable. And of course, when Meghan mentioned about Archie's nursery when they were traveling to South Africa, the urgency in which the Sussexes began to move at that point, it makes sense. And the press that was traveling with them, they knew what had happened. And for what, a year, 2 years, Meghan said nothing about it. Harry said nothing about it. But when it came out, then it all made sense. Or should I say it made more sense? It made sense already because we know that there was constant abuse. But I'm going to tell you, no matter how things end up, if there's any reconciliation with the family or not, when it comes to KP, I blame this guy and I blame her, because that is their household, that is their staff, and their staff was encouraged to go after the Sussexes. And the same with Clarence House or Buckingham Palace. There has been leaking and briefing from both of those households. And if the king and the queen consort cannot control what comes out of their house, if the prince and princess of Wales cannot control what comes out of their house, then what are they good for? Because going to work is not this strong suit, especially the Waleses. But it's up to them to control what comes out of their house. Now, either you're in it or you're of it or both, right? Harry said that he and William promised each other that they would not do what their parents had done, and that is leaking and briefing from their offices, right? And that is exactly what happened from William's side of things, leaking and briefing. And then what happens? The big slap in the face is William presenting the award to Jason for his loyalty to to the Kensington Palace, to the Waleses, to the family. He presented Jason Knopf with an award. And they both laughed and smiled because it was like it was a big joke. Yeah, we successfully ran them out, didn't they? But you know what? From the looks of William, I don't think that he's known any peace ever since. Not that that's satisfactory, but I just don't think that he's had any peace of mind. But just like anybody that is obsessed, even though it's not working out for him, even though it you cannot justify it by the outcome, because his popularity and that of the family has only declined. I don't care what the polls say, they have been in a state of decline. If you want to know what decline looks like, take a look at this. This is a state of decline. That's decline. That's not someone who's winning. I don't even think that's someone who believes that they're winning. That's someone who's very angry that they're stuck, that they have to do this work themselves, that their whipping boy has left. Huh? Anger, frustration, stuck. I mean, he has literally gone from bad to worse. But he's gotten by with a help from a friend. He's gotten by with some help from some friends. Let me see. This is the Sun. Meg's mugged U.S. I don't get that, or whatever. Why did I save this one? Meghan flees to Canada. Well, these are what came out, I believe, at the time when Meghan was in Canada and Harry had went back to the UK, and he was hoping to see the Queen. Now, take a look at this. Revenge of the Sussex Survivors Club. Take a look at the date of this. Yesterday, I told you guys that that article by the Hollywood Reporter was a bunch of regurgitated news, right? Or regurgitated lies. March 2021. This is at the time. Well, and just look at that date. Remember, that's the date for the what's his name? Dan Wooten, right? You said, what is he referring to? Well, like I said, it had to do with those claims from Kensington Palace. Revenge of the Sussex Survivors, Survivors Club. The extraordinary inside story of how a fairy tale turned into a nightmare of traumatized staff by royal editor, check out the name, Rebecca English. See there? Rebecca English, singing for her supper. Another hatchet job from Rebecca English. She has been hiding in plain sight. A lot of these stories, a lot of these articles are driven right there from Kensington Palace, which is what we've already known. The fairy tale turned into a nightmare. Speaking of fairy tales, let me see here. It just seems to me that somebody else may have been interested in a fairy tale that had no place to go, right? But it seems to me like somebody else was living a fairy tale. And maybe the nightmare is that Harry left, right? Meghan left and took Harry with her. Yeah, I guess that is a nightmare. Leg says, oh, let me see here. Uh-oh. Okay. There we go. Lex says Oprah interview was March 7th. Meghan a bully was thank you, Lex. Thank you. So remember, prior to the interview, that's when they started the Meghan is a bully, because they were not sure exactly what was going to come out on the Oprah interview. So when you consider March the 3rd, and the interview was the 7th, then you understand everything. Okay. See how I changed that? Let me see. How did I do that? Now that I've done it, I don't know how to. Oh, there it is. Is it banners? Nope. Now I don't know how to put that back. How did I do that? Oh, there you go. I think I'd use the minimal. Maybe I should do something bigger so I can see what's going on. I kind of like that one. I think I'm going to rock that one for a while. But it takes up so much of the screen. Yeah, I don't like that. Rehab Willie. Oh boy, I tell you, there are so many subplots going on, isn't it? So many subplots. Let me get back to where I was. So there you go. So that was March the 3rd. Members of the Sussex Survivor Club worked for the couple and lived to tell the tale, include U.S. spin doctor Jason Knopf. Jason did not work for Harry and Meghan. We know that now. Aussie Private Secretary Samantha Cohen. Again, Samantha Cohen worked for the Queen for, I think, 17 years until she got into a senior position with the Queen. And then the Queen asked her, or somebody asked her, to go and work with the Sussexes. I promise you, Harry and Meghan did not hire her. And I don't believe she ever worked for them. The idea that these people were representing Harry and Meghan, that's what the paper said. But I can't, for my own life, figure out anybody who they actually hired. Everyone that was appointed to them, it seems like they had an agenda. And that agenda was to make sure that they did not outshine Willie and Kitty. How about Simon Case? Do you think Simon Case was actually hired by the Sussexes? I think there may have been two people on the staff that were actually sad to see the Sussexes go. And those are people that were caught in the middle of William's furious, incandescent with rage temper, and Harry and Meghan, right? One of these days, we'll get more of the story about Kensington Palace. One of these days. Maybe the Sussexes don't want to talk about it to avoid ruining things for some of the survivors that they got on with, but it could not have been a good place to work. This is why they separated households, because there was too much tension. Harry and Meghan were not supposed to succeed. And it's just incredible that since they left, they have been going onward and upward and succeeding time and time again. I repeat, they have not put a foot wrong. Every outing has been successful. The whole thing with the New York, we know where that came from. That was not anything to do with them. That was outside agitators from across the pond who put a bounty on them for photos. And they even ran, some of you all may not remember this, but the photos from that night actually made it into the tabloids. I saved some of them. They made it into the tabloids. But notice they never show those photos. No matter what's going on, they took those photos down that night, never to be seen again. I wonder why. I wonder why. Somebody is guilty of something from that night. But again, there has not been one single misstep by the Sussexes. Everything, excuse me, having a little bit of postnasal drip. Everything has gone to plan. It has been one epic tour after the other. You cannot say the same about the Left Behind people, but they have done extremely well. And then take a look at this. They even had a centerfold. And take a look at that one right there. This is the one that really breaks my heart. The wedding gems from that person, those earrings, they insist that Megan pushed the idea of wearing those earrings. I don't believe it because Megan has never worn earrings that large before or since. I believe that that was a setup, that they wanted Megan to wear those earrings. They wanted to make it look like she was a malicious person. The articles about the earrings were absolutely gut wrenching. That was something that was done deliberately. And those people that are supposed to be the so called victims, they were the ones conspiring to drive Megan away. That was part of their uh, conspiracy, was to drive her away. They planted the earrings, they planted the story, and it was the exact same thing that happened with Harry, the uniform, and the Queen's cipher. Nobody would have known anything about the cipher unless somebody told you. The cipher would have been lost in the braid of the epaulette. There's no way anybody would have noticed that. Harry wears the uniform, and the very next day, they would not stop talking about the Queen's cipher. And it's the same thing with the earrings. That was quite deliberate. Those earrings are not even Meghan's style, but they probably told her the Queen wanted her to wear them or something to that effect. That's what I believe. We've never seen Meghan with earrings that big. Uh Now that I've heard about the tiara, but I don't know. I hear that they wanted her to wear it. Oh no, I'm sorry. I heard that they did not want her to wear a tiara. Kind of like with the coronation, the way that Camilla did not want anyone else to wear a tiara. Now, usually with a coronation, all of the women of nobility wear their tiaras. But for that occasion, Camilla didn't want anyone to outshine her. So even Kate was prohibited from wearing a tiara. So that's the way I remember it, is that they did not want her to wear one. But they really, really pull some crappy, nasty, malicious, evil stuff. And notice in the article, a very prominent photo, the extraordinary inside story of how a fairy tale turned into a nightmare of traumatized staff. Tell me that this article was not planned. This article from March the 3rd was all part of a plan to make sure that no matter what Harry and Meghan said to Oprah, that Meghan would be punished, that Meghan would be the bad guy. It was all deliberate. Exactly. Exactly. I could not imagine Meghan choosing to wear those earrings. I could not imagine it. Just like they were saying with the tiara. Um, Meghan with a big giant tiara with, I just, no. But they were all in on it. The staff, other members of the family, they were all in on it. Enters the New York Post. Meghan Markle is a dictator who terrifies staff, has reduced grown men to tears. Bombshell Hollywood reporter expose that is claims. Now, everything that's in the Hollywood Reporter is everything that was here, or should I say, bits and pieces of this that was cobbled together and introduced here, right? So the Hollywood Reporter has taken recycled, regurgitated bits and pieces of this, that, and the other. And we do know Samantha Cohen, as far as I know, she's never even been to California, let alone that she was working for the Sussexes. But yet the article says otherwise, as though she went to California with the Sussexes. None of that makes sense. If you're on the payroll with the firm and the Sussexes don't even know where they're going to live, how are you going to California with them? Did you go to Canada too? They have staff that they hired in California. Part of the staff, like Mandana Dayani, whatever her name is, she was temporary while the Sussexes were on maternity leave. The article does not mention maternity leave. They needed help because they just moved. Megan just had a child. Archie was still younger, right? And like anybody else, like the Cambridges, Harry and Meghan took a maternity leave. So they needed help with their foundation. And they don't mention that in the article. They don't mean to mention it in the article. And what's worse is the article is not very long. It has all of the nasty, negative attacks and no depth whatsoever. Again, they just only wanted to present the worst. And so, same playbook. Kamala Harris berated staff with F-bombs, leaving them in fear. Intern told not to make eye contact. Meghan Markle is a dictator who terrifies staff and has reduced grown men to tears. Bombshell Hollywood Reporter expose claims. Just out of nowhere. It has nothing to do with any of the staff in Montecito. Not even the guy on the 3-month trial, although they referenced him for the sake of the article. Prince Harry turns 40 is a moment to reflect on a life which is far away from what he thought. How would you know? Chris Ship with a P, not a T, has decided to delve into Prince Harry's thoughts. I won't bore you with the article. Yes, after Wednesday, I don't think they'll come under my brief anymore. Well, if you don't know what you thought when Harry and Meghan left, how could you possibly know what Harry is thinking now if you don't know what you thought then? If you don't know what you thought then, how could you possibly know? How could you possibly know what Harry is thinking now and you don't know what you were thinking then? How is that possible? Chris Ship with a P, not a T. Yes, after Wednesday, I don't think they'll come under my brief anymore. And yet, what happened? Read Meghan and Harry back in Europe together for the first time since leaving royal family as they both head to the Invictus Games. He actually went to the Netherlands. Now, he was not allowed near them, but he went and stalked them over at the Netherlands, which is pretty interesting for somebody who wasn't going to mention them anymore after Wednesday. Do you know how many Wednesdays have come and gone since he was thinking and not thinking and thinking and not thinking? Kate Middleton's brother James reveals his early impression of Prince William and when he knew he was just right for her. The royal sibling makes a revelation in his forthcoming memoir, Meet Ella, the dog that saved my. You know, if first you don't succeed, try to sell monogrammed marshmallows, right? Maybe that's what he should have called the book. If first you don't succeed, try selling monogram marshmallows. James Middleton wrote a book about his dog Ella, who he says saved his life. Okay, fine. I hope there's not anything in there about Harry and Meghan. I would be impressed if there's nothing in there about the Sussexes. But the photos that you see on the right side, Kensington Palace, Anmer Hall, the place that Will and Kate have up in Scotland on the Balmoral property, and of course the Adelaide Cottage. He says he just knew that William was just right for her. I say that perhaps all of those properties that you see right there, I'm sure they played a role too. I mean, let's face it. If William was on a game show, they would probably call it Guess Who's Going to Be a Billionaire, right? Now, it might be a bit crass of me to say that, but that's never stopped me before. But I do believe that when it comes to that family, the mediocre Middletons, everybody had a role to play. Everybody. Everyone had a role to play. Even Ella. Even Ella had a role. Even Ella was in on it, okay? Ella, James, Pippa, Mike, Carol, and of course, first and foremost, Kitty. Everybody had a role to play. I bet you they would sit up and have meetings at night. All of them sitting around that butcher block table. Mike, Carol, Pippa, James, Ella, all of them sitting up there trying to figure out how close we are to the prize. And quiet as is kept, I think Ella the dog might have been the brains of the operation. I'm just saying. Ella may have been the brains of the operation. It's hard to say. But whatever the case may be, I think they were all in cahoots. Everybody understood what the assignment was. And next thing you know, after breaking up and making up, he finally popped the question. The thing is, nobody else wanted to marry William. Nobody wanted him. The breakups, allegedly, was so that William could let the other women of the aristocracy know that he's available and looking for a suitable wife. And since no family in all of the United Kingdom would want their daughters to be a part of that gang of backwards children known as the Windsors, he settled on the air hostess daughter. That was settling. Wasn't what he was hoping for, wasn't what he wanted, but he got it. Now he can barely look at her. So when they say he just knew that William was just right, well, look at the size of that place. I guess that would tell you what you needed to know. And of course, there's Ma Carroll, the real power behind the operation. Sink or swim, you better get married. Wearing those pound store crown earrings, just to, to keep her focused. And even when she was working for BA, when she would push her little trolley up and down the aisle of the plane, she'd put her tiara on, just in case. Just in case, she would wear her tiara up and down the aisles of that 747, just to make sure that she's, practicing, just in case they get the phone call. So she had big plans. I got to give it to her. Between her and the Kardashians and such, well played. Well played. You got the big prize. Oh, you know what? This is out of order. This should have been early on. These are some of the people. Actually, it's not out of order. I didn't need that. That was for the video that I made earlier. Let me see. Am I done yet? Almost done, you guys. Almost done. Well, Eamon Burr is Ironside. There's a new series coming to television. Eamon Holmes is the long lost brother of Raymond Burr. Eamon Burr is Ironside. So if you guys missed the old television series, if you missed the old television series Ironside, just wait. You won't be disappointed. Eamon Burr is going to solve crimes just like Raymond Burr. I didn't have anything better to do, did I? Oh, Elaine Parker, are you going to sleep? Good night. Good night, Elaine Parker. That is a heck of a picture, though. I didn't change that photo. That's the way the photo was. All right. So again, catch Eamon Burr in Ironside. And as you know, there was an incident today involving the former president of the United States. Now, there's a lot of people that are upset, the MAGA people. They feel like he did not deserve it and all that kind of stuff. However, karma is very interesting, the way karma works. When you start off your day tweeting, I hate Taylor Swift, and then at some point during the day, you're being whisked to a safe room, maybe you should watch your mouth. Maybe you should stop saying certain things, and maybe, maybe things wouldn't happen. I'm just saying, you have to be careful of the language you use, because they're trying to say that the Harris camp and the Waltz camp and everything, they're trying to say that because of how there's so much vitriol and so much negativity and so much of this foul language and such being used against the Trumps and Donald Trump in their campaign, that's the reason why people keep coming after him, right? But when you are punching down, right? When you're a president, a former president, and you're tweeting something like that, you are making Taylor Swift a target. He started off the day, as far as I'm concerned, you're turning Taylor Swift into a target of hate, only for you to once again be targeted yourself. So who should you blame? If you don't want stuff like this to happen, then stop saying these things about other people. Now, I don't want to see anybody hurt. I think it would be a disaster if something happened to the Orange Menace. It would. It would not be helpful. Not to mention that I just don't like violence anyway. However, you also need to mind your language about other people. I couldn't believe it. I hate Taylor Swift. You're weaponizing your followers. Wasn't January 6th enough? Lex says the person wasn't even close. The FBI actually shot first from 5 and had a bad week. He had a bad week and wants to play victim. It didn't work before and it won't work again. You're right, because in one news cycle, nobody's going to even talk about it. Absolutely. Thank you for the comment. Nobody's going to even talk about it. Exactly. He's the one stoking violence. Mm. Oh, you like Ironside? No, I did not hear that. Oh my goodness, did that just happen? Well, it must have. Nope, I didn't hear that. Not Tito. Oh, wow. Yeah, I see. Wow, 70 years old? Yeah, 1953, I guess he was. He'd have been 70. Well, he should be, well, he would have been 71. His birthday must be coming up or something. Oh, let me see. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, Tito. Rest in peace, as they say. Rest in power. Thank you, Judy. I had no idea. When I thought my biggest dreams impossible, you have proved me wrong every time. I saw that on someone's Instagram and I thought I would share that. So, when I thought my biggest dreams impossible, you have proved me wrong every time. And with that, you guys, I'm done. I'm done. My voice is going out. I think it's kind of dry in here or something. Oh, thank you. I'm so, I love to make people laugh. Oh, wait. That's not it. Where was it? There we go. And I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. Either that or they just trying to get that other person in the Oval Office. You know, the financial rise of what's his name, JD Vance, it reminds me of Epstein. Epstein supposedly comes from nowhere and nothing, and then all of a sudden, some billionaires throwing money at him. And it seems like the same thing has happened with JD Vance. There's nothing so brilliant about JD Vance that he should be as wealthy as he is. He doesn't come from the right family, and he hasn't had that kind of luck, except but for the fact that somebody has been throwing money at him. So I think he's like a Manchurian candidate. Not Sergio Mendez. Sergio Mendez, too? Wow, I can't take it. Oh, he died September 6th. Yeah, he died September 6th. Did not know that. Well, just remember, you guys, when there are multiple entertainers that are, or famous people that seem like they're, you know, dying off really fast, just remember there's more famous people today than there's ever been in history because of the internet, because of television, and before that, radio, because of jet air travel, flying on jets and such. The world is much smaller, and we're more likely to know of famous people all over the world, and people are living longer. So don't have any feelings of despair and doom and gloom like, oh, everything is happening. The truth is, everybody's living longer than ever before, and there's so many more famous people than there's ever been before. So it may seem like it's a lot, but in reality, it's consistent with the rest of the population. I hope that makes sense. Um, yeah, I hope that makes sense. So, no despair, no doom and gloom. Let's just hope everybody lives a long and healthy life. All right. That is what I have to say about that. Um, Let me see. Baby sis says, be good and kind and live your dreams. I love that. Thank you. You see what I mean? That type of language, that type of language, anybody in a position of authority, meaning a wealthy person with lots of followers, should not use that language. That's why when I saw this morning, I'm like, I thought it was a joke. I mean, I thought that was, very irresponsible that a former president would not say such a thing. But I guess if you're behind and you need attention, then you say that type of thing. Very irresponsible. Fortunately, Taylor Swift can afford protection, but still, um, she is a performer and she does appear on stage and such. And I hate to say if anything happens, but that's the risk that Donald Trump took when he tweeted that, is um, that he would be looked upon should the worst happen, which I pray it doesn't. Yep. Yeah, Catherine is still alive, isn't she? Catherine Jackson. Okay, I am going to go. Thank you very much. Okay, you guys, 2.5 hours. That is a very long time. Gonna try not to do that tomorrow, and I'm definitely gonna try to come on earlier tomorrow. Um, Lady Sussex was amazing today. Lady Sussex was on for 3 hours. Um, and it didn't even seem like it. I was listening to it while I was working on the video earlier. Didn't even seem like it. But it was such a good show. So if you get a chance, make sure you catch the Lady Sussex. Um, it was amazing. Let me see here. I'm gonna try to find the link for earlier. There we go. Wow, they were on for 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. Amazing. Okay. Oh, well, I'm so glad to hear that. I love keeping people company while they're working or exercising or whatever the case may be. Okay, at the top of the chat is the link to the Lady Sussex. George, Lady Sussex, Charles, make sure you go over there and subscribe. Make sure you go over and subscribe. Let me see, how many subscribers do they have now? 3,160. Yeah, we could do better than that. If you have not subscribed, please go to the link at the top of the chat and not only subscribe, hit the notification. There you go. You won't be disappointed, but it was a great show today. Yeah, he is. So, brother, do you remember when Toni Morrison said that she couldn't find um, anyone? She didn't know of anyone that would be interested. And I'm trying not to say the language, but it had something to do with integrating schools and how some people reacted to integration to the point where they wanted to light up the school bus, if you understand what I'm saying. And she said, I don't know anyone that's capable of that. And that really gives you pause. And it's as I was saying about the people that hate Megan so much. These are grandmothers, bank tellers, pensioners, um, someone that you run into at the laundromat. These are usually older women, usually of European descent. And because of the racist tendencies that they have, it's not just Megan, it's Serena Williams, it's anybody that doesn't look like they could be part of their family. And that's what makes it so sinister, is that you don't know if you'll be in an emergency, like in my case, in a hospital. And what if one of those people are there to care for me? Because if you could hope and wish and praise and celebrate everything bad for a pregnant woman, right? What else are you capable of? That is scary to think about. These are usually older people where the anger and hate and hostility comes from. Listening to social media, watching Fox News or something like that. But those are the kind of people that would watch you being eliminated by a mob of people and wouldn't do anything to help. The kind of things that they say about Megan and the way that they manipulate her photos, it's jarring. It's really jarring when you click on those photos and you see how they have done everything they could to make her look demonic. Now, I've put Will and Kate in different situations, but I don't do anything to their face. I do nothing to their face. They look the way they look. They're wearing what they're wearing. But to distort someone's features to make them into monsters, because that's the way they see them. And these people are amongst us. The same people who think that January 6th was okay, that it wasn't a big deal. Joan Garcia says Trump will burn the U.S. down to become a dictator. Well, according to the 2025 thing? Yeah. The power of the executive order. Some people think that we have to vote for everything. Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation was an executive order. Nobody had to vote on it. So there's a lot of things that a president can do simply by executive order. And so the first time, a lot of people had to talk Trump out of doing some very stupid things, some very dangerous things. This time, I don't think anybody's going to be around to say different. Everyone who's going to walk into the White House, God forbid he should ever get there again, will already have assessed the situation and decided everything that's going to happen day one. That's why we cannot avoid voting in this next election. Gotta vote. Don't take anything for granted because they've already got the plans ready to sign. The documents have already been printed. All he has to do is sign it. And a lot of things we take for granted will disappear. So now is not the time to become complacent. Complacency has no place. Okay, and with that, before I go over 3 hours, I am going to say goodnight to you all. I'm not going to play any videos or anything. I'm going to just say goodnight because it is late. It is a work night. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They coerced. They were, what do you call it? They really wanted to get rid of Megan. It just, I think where the real hostility comes from is the fact that that Harry left with her. I think that must have, oh God, I could imagine how that went down when they found out that Harry was leaving too. Ooh, I bet you it was quite the scene. That was probably quite the scene. Oh well, may the whole institution slide into the abyss. Um, I never really cared about whether or not there was a monarchy, but now that they have exposed themselves for who and what they really are, um, I think the world would be better off without it. I think the world would be better off without it because a lot of terrible things are done in the name of the monarch. The monarchy could be a force for good, but they just won't let it be. I saw the Schoolhouse Rock thing. Very interesting, isn't it? The 2025 thing, I saw that. Very interesting. Okay, ciao, everyone. I can't believe there's so many people still here. I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. And again, happy birthday to Prince Harry. Happy birthday and many returns of the day. Do you love the way I have Harry kind of jumping out of the thumbnail? I put him in front of Harry's birthday. I thought that was a nice touch. Here, here. Happy birthday.